नमस्कार, सुस्वागतम, जय जिनेन्द्र। मैं निखिल फुरिया आप सभी का CMAI की ओर से हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं टू दिस महा उत्सव 82nd एडिशन ऑफ द नेशनल गारमेंट फेयर, इंडिया का वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट, पावरफुल एंड द आइकॉनिक ट्रेड फेयर प्लेटफॉर्म। फ्रेंड्स, NGF सिर्फ एक एग्जीबिशन नहीं है। जैसे NSE या BSE में बेल रिंगिंग मार्क्स द ऑफिशियल लिस्टिंग ऑफ एनी कंपनी, वैसे ही NGF वो ओपनिंग बेल है जहां इंडस्ट्री को आने वाली सीजन की तैयारी का ऐलान करती है। Yes friends, from this very floor, the bookings begin, trends take shape and business moves into full swing. Can we have a big round of applause for every one of us who are part of this beautiful industry? And before I move ahead, may I request everyone to please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा, उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंग। तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे, जय हे, जय हे, जय 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 हे।
भारत माता की। You all can take your seats. Thank you very much. I'd now like to invite our CMAI Managing Committee members on the stage. To start with, may I have our President, with a great round of applause, Mr. Santosh Kataria, to please come up on the stage. Our Vice President and Chairman, NGF, Mr. Rohit Munjal. Honorary General Secretary, Mr. Naveen Sainani. Honorary Treasurer, Mr. Paresh Vora. Joint Secretary, Mr. Mukesh Jain. And Joint Treasurer, Mr. Dinesh Nandu. And last but not the least, the handsomest guy, our Chief Mentor, Mr. Rahul Mehta. Well, it's now time to call a guest of honors. We have two very renowned retail store owners with us, and तालियों की गूंज रुकनी नहीं चाहिए. In random order, may I first call Mr. Ashish Keval Ramani, proprietor of Ashish NX Private Limited from Nagpur. Right from the first store in 2011 till now, 4 stores, 75,500 square feet of retail space and still counting. Come on friends, we can have it a real loud. Mr. Ganesh Narayan Beria, popularly known as Mr. Alok, from Nagarmal, Shio, Narayan and Sons, Bihar, with the first store in 2004 to 13 stores now and total retail space of 292,000 square feet and still counting. And now, it's time to call our chief guest. This time, the claps even more louder for none other than IAS, Mr. Rohit Kansal Saab, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Textiles, Government of India. Mr. Rohit Kansal is a senior civil servant from the Indian Administrative Service IAS. He is currently the Additional Secretary to the Government of India in the Ministry of Textiles, where his responsibilities include textiles, fashion, and sustainability. He has had challenging public policy assignments in diverse sectors: trade and international relations, clean energy, infrastructure, et al. He has also led key infrastructure departments, including power and energy, public investments, roads and planning, and communication. He has been an Emerging Leaders Fellow of the Australia-India Institute at the University of Melbourne, Australia, a Fellow of Ananta Espen Fellowship, a Sherpa in the UN Secretary General's high-level group of Sustainable Energy for All, as well as an expert in clean energy ministerial. He has lectured at various institutions and universities around the world. He regularly contributes to many national newspapers. He has been trained at the London School of Economics, the Indian Institute of Management, Kolkata, and the Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Patiala. Can we have a great round of applause for Rohit Kansal Saab ji, please? And when we have such eminent great personalities and dignitaries on the stage, मैं कुछ कहना चाहूँगा कि छोटे कदम हो या बड़े इरादे, छोटे कदम हो या बड़े इरादे, एनजीएफ जैसे मंच पर मिलते हैं सबके वादे. और रिटेलर्स के लिए तो एनजीएफ एक फेस्टिवल है, एक उत्सव से कम नहीं, क्योंकि यहीं मिलता है ट्रेंड सोर्सिंग का वन स्टॉप सॉल्यूशन, जहां ट्रेंड्स बनते हैं, ऑर्डर्स लिखे जाते हैं और बिजनेस के नए चैप्टर्स शुरू हो जाते हैं. तो चलिए इस 82nd एडिशन के साथ नए सीजन, नए अपॉर्चुनिटीज और नए माइलस्टोन्स का ग्रैंड बिगिनिंग करते हैं. Without wasting much time, may I now request our Chief Mentor, Mr. Rahul Mehta, to please give his opening words.
Thank you, Nikhil. दोस्तों, मैंने CMAI के साथ जो इतने सालों बिताए हैं, इन सालों में मैं बहुत सारे IAS ऑफिसर्स को मिला हूँ, बहुत सारे गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर्स को मिला हूँ, लेकिन कंसल साहब एक थोड़े से अलग ही किस्म के IAS ऑफिसर हैं. सबसे पहले तो वो हमें अपॉइंटमेंट देते हैं, और अपॉइंटमेंट सिर्फ देते नहीं है, वो रखते भी हैं. और अपॉइंटमेंट मिला तो मिला, हम अंदर गए उनके कैबिन में, वो तो गए, लेकिन वो हमारी बात सुनते भी हैं, जो एक अनयूजुअल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है फॉर ऑल गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर्स. और वो सिर्फ सुनते नहीं है, हमारी जो प्रॉब्लम्स जो है वो पूरी कोशिश करते हैं कि उनको वो सुलझाए, उसको खुद रिजॉल्व करे. और अगर आज हमें लगता है कि मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ टेक्सटाइल्स बहुत सालों के बाद एक डोमेस्टिक इंडस्ट्री की तरफ भी एक नज़रिया रखती है, तो दैट इज़ ऑल थैंक्स टू श्री रोहित कंसल साहब. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर for all the love and affection you have shown to the domestic sector. हमारे जो GST के issues थे, हमारे जो PLI के जो suggestions थे, ये सारी चीज़ भले उनके direct control में नहीं हो, फिर भी he has been the backbone of Ministry of Textiles support to our requirements. In fact, he tried very hard. I hope I am not revealing state secrets, but he tried very hard to get the entire textile value chain, including all garments, into 5%. हमारी शुभकामनाएं हैं कि कम से कम अगले GST मीटिंग में his efforts bear fruit and our entire garments come under 5%. सर अगर वैसे देखने जाए तो एक्सपोर्ट्स और एक्सपोर्टर्स आपके पास बहुत बार आते हैं, हमारे RODPCT को ये करो, हमारे ABCD को वो करो, वो 26 के 26 अल्फ़ाबेट्स यूज़ कर लेते हैं। हमारे डोमेस्टिक इंडस्ट्री, हम सीधे साधे लोग हैं, हमें सिर्फ 3 अल्फ़ाबेट से मतलब है, GST। So I'm sure that you will do your level best to give us your support. And sir, we also have our own problems, some of them self-made, some of them created by the environment. But I can assure you sir, कि जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की जो टारगेट्स हैं of reaching a certain figure by 2030, by 2047, domestic industry will play a very, very big role in that. And I'm very sure that Shri Rohit Kansal will play a very big role in ensuring that the domestic sector does what it is supposed to be. So I am very, very happy today to have Kansal Saab as our chief guest, and I look forward to his words of wisdom and to enlighten all of us. Thank you.
थैंक यू राहुल भाई। आपने 3 अक्षर कहे जो डोमेस्टिक इंडस्ट्री को पता है, GST, पर आप 4 अहम अक्षर भूल गए, CMAI। सो दैट वाज इंडीड जो हमारी कोशिश रही है, एंड ऑफ कोर्स विद कंसल साहब बीइंग हियर एंड रीइंफोर्सिंग दैट द मिनिस्ट्री स्टैंड्स बाय अस, लिसन्स टू अस and is proactive in getting this industry into the growth momentum. I think it speaks a lot, and we should have a great round of applause to that thought. May I now request our President, Mr. Santosh Kataria, to please say a few words.
Today's chief guest, respected Shri Rohit Kansal ji, our guest of honor, Mr. Ashish ji and Mr. Alok ji, my all office bearers and all committee members, exhibitors, retailers, all my industry colleagues, agents, distributors and media people. It gives me immense pleasure and pride to welcome you all this 82nd National Garment Fair. Friends, this is not just a fair, but this is a heartbeat of Indian apparel industry. We get the pulse of the next season in this fair, and accordingly we can start our production and do the business. CMAI is tirelessly working for our members from last more than 63 years. CMAI has been a platform where all manufacturers, brands, agents, distributors are come together and shape for our future fashion of Indian fashion industry. Friends, I feel very proud to say that this National Garment Fair is not one of the, but the only apparel domestic biggest show in our country. Regarding this show, I can say that, sir, we are having almost 1,060 stalls are exhibiting their product. When I am saying 1,060 means there are almost, you can say that 1,500 brands are exhibiting their product. It includes men's, kids and women's. It is spread all over almost more than 7 lakh square feet of area. I feel very proud to say that the entire fair and all these stalls we booked within only 5 minutes when it's open online. So 5 minutes के अंदर में almost the entire fair is get full, and I am happy that it's a very fantastic response for this show. At the same time, I feel sorry for those manufacturer or brands, those who could not get to participate in this show, because there is no bigger space than this Nesco, a convenient space in Mumbai. So we cannot accommodate so much exhibitor or brands. Almost in this show, I can say that more than 25,000 visitors are visiting this show. And this is the summer, we can call it as a summer show. It is a small show than our July fair. In July fair, our exhibitors are much more than this, and almost around 50,000 retailers are visiting our July NGF. Sir, I am not talking so much about CMAI, but I will tell in nutshell what CMAI. CMAI is a backbone of our industry. Its role, I can just elaborate in a small way, like how we do our SWOT analysis in our business. So CMAI is a strength, a largest apparel association, a strong collective voice to the government. It interferes in policy making. We are having a strong network across all the region. We stood very strongly behind our member. In weaknesses, we working for all MSMEs, and MSMEs are across all region. So we are having to help them out. We are having a regional offices. Right now there are 4 offices, and it is going to continue expanding our wings to the another regions. In opportunity, there is very limited time to tell about opportunity. We create so many opportunities by organizing fairs like this NGF. It is a very big opportunity for any newcomer, new brand to exhibit their product. We also having our Fab show, which is a big sourcing show. Along with these fairs, we are helping manufacturers by creating a employment. We are training the people. We just opened yesterday only our ATC. It is a very good news for all of us. In Bhiwandi, yesterday only we have opened our apparel training center, and almost within three months time we trained almost 650 people, and we are going to train around 5,000 people in next couple of months. Along with this, we are working on sustainability. Kansal Saab, as you well aware about, CMAI has done a fantastic consumption report, which is going to be, we are just waiting for our minister to open or exhibit that our industry report. So once it will get opened, definitely we have decided to give that report at free of cost to all our members. It is a completely research of our entire apparel industry. There are category consumption, what is the consumption in metros and rural. So all entire detailed report, we have almost more than 20,000 families. We have took a interview and took a detailed report of that consumption. Secondly, we are also not only MSME, but we are also targeting the big corporates. You must be aware that after 2 days of this fair, we are having a corporate fair. It is almost 1 lakh square feet and almost around 8 to 9 brands are exhibiting their product for next coming season, for winter. So 26th to 30th, there is a corporate fair. Also, so these are the opportunities and threats. So mainly we are, in our industry, the major problem is for the recovery. For this, CMAI is working very hard on advocacy. We are having our fantastic team of a CMAI arbitration. A good news to share with you all, last month, we have collected 1 crore 20 lakhs rupees within 1 month. So CMI is not just an association, it is a strategic partner in your growth. Our strength is unity and our mission is to protect and promote every garment manufacturers. I take this opportunity to thank you, Kansal Saab, all our guests of honor, exhibitors, retailer, sponsors, agent, distributors, and entire our office bearer, managing committee, also our fair subcommittee and our office team. They have worked tirelessly day and night to make success this fair. This fair will open new doors, generate meaningful business, and with these words, I once again welcome you all. Wish you a highly success and productive fair. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Santosh Bhai, and that was really reinforcing, standing by our members across the SWOT, the entire strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. And of course, the members have our faith, and we have them together, and that's how the industry is growing. Just a couple of points, I think, संतोष भाई एक चीज़ जो हम अभी 2 दिन में और एक ट्रेंड हाउस करके it's another IP that CMAI has just introduced, and for the first time in the history of apparel industry, 7 big corporate brands are going to have their bookings, more than 7 I think. They are going to have their corporate bookings and the entire booking is going to be managed by CMAI. So we should really have a great round of applause. And one last number that will really get deep smiles to all the manufacturer brothers here with me. That is, we have breached all our benchmarks in the past, and for the first time, our pre-registration of visitors has crossed 10,000 before the show opening today. And that's by far the very large number for a very short season of bookings this summer fair. Well, it's time to felicitate our chief guests and our guest of honors. So may I now request Rahul Bhai and Santosh Bhai to felicitate Rohit Kansal Saab ji. May I now request our Vice President, Mr. Rohit Munjal, fondly known as Tony Bhai, and Mr. Navin Sainani Honorary General Secretary of CMAI, to felicitate Mr. Ashish Keval Ramani. Come on, friends, we can do this a little better. Finally, we have Honorary Treasurer Mr. Paresh Vora and Joint Honorary Secretary Mr. Mukesh Jain to felicitate Mr. Alok. Mr. Ganesh Narayan Beria and Dinesh Bhai Nandu to please step forward. Mr. Dinesh Bhai Nandu, Joint Honorary Treasurer. कंसल साहब, इट्स ऑलमोस्ट 12:15 एंड यहाँ पे जितने जन हैं उनको अभी दिमाग में वही है मेरे काउंटर पे कितने जन हैं. बट व्हेन दे नो दैट सच एन एमिनेंट पर्सनालिटी इज हियर एंड व्हेन आई हैव रेड आउट द CV, आई थिंक दे आर ईगरली वेटिंग टू हियर सम वर्ड्स ऑफ विजडम फ्रॉम यू, सर. प्लीज कैन वी हैव यू अप ऑन द
President of the CMAI, Shri Santosh Kataria ji, Chief Mentor, Shri Rahul Mehta ji, Management Leadership of CMAI, guests of honor, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, let me begin by thanking CMAI leadership for inviting me to the 82nd edition of the National Garment Fair. I think that the very mention of the fact that this is the 82nd edition does not leave scope for any other discussion. If an event has stayed on for 8 decades, I am sure it must be adding some value to all its participants, and that alone is adequate reason to compliment CMAI leadership, participants, and of course the entire domestic sector which you all represent. Mr. Rahul Mehta made a mention of India's domestic sector in the textiles ecosystem, and I have no hesitation in admitting that the textiles ecosystem in India is a $176 billion ecosystem, $140 billion of which, almost 3/4, is contributed by the domestic sector. So the importance of the domestic sector can neither be underestimated in any way, nor be underplayed in any way. And I want to assure all of you from this platform that it is not only getting the attention it deserves, it is and will continue to get the respect it deserves. And there is another reason why I say so. If you look at the past decadal trends, you will see that the domestic consumption in the textile sector has been growing at 7 to 8% per annum. And this is a trend which will only continue and continue to increase as disposable incomes rise, as India goes on from a middle income economy to a Viksit Bharat. Discretionary spending on clothing, among other things, is going to rise, and this is all going to be in the domestic sector. And therefore, the future, the prospects are extremely bright as far as the domestic sector is concerned. But I also want to add a few things. What I do want to say that the entire world economy is undergoing a series of changes. Now, change is always disruptive. It creates winners, it creates losers. So what is important for us here is to catch the wave and see what are the trends which are going to determine the winners and losers of the next decade. If I look at only one example, how is technology in manufacturing, in planning, in design, in marketing going to change the complexion of this industry? Is AI, is IoT going to add productivity? And how will it impact those who are early adopters of technology? And what is it that all of us need to do that we are not behind the curve in any fashion? So I would like to suggest that while events such as the one that we are here in are important events for transacting business, meeting buyers, meeting sellers, they should also become forums for knowledge exchange. They should also become platforms where we can not only exchange knowledge amongst each other, but where we can devote some time to what the future trends are likely to be and what are the changes that are occurring in the wide world around us. We sometimes tend to think of the domestic sector and the export sector in black and white, in bucket A, in bucket B. I would like to believe that they are actually a continuum. Many of the exporters are present in the domestic sector as well. Many of those in the domestic sector would like to export as well. And there would be very few people who are entirely in the domestic sector or entirely in the export sector. But even if there are, how will you ensure that those who are micro, medium and small players today become mid-sized players tomorrow and start exporting the day after tomorrow? What is the addition of skills, of technology, of capital, of learning that you need to inject into our MSME clusters and our MSME industries today to make them take on the challenges of a global world? The global world itself is also changing very rapidly. And in the textiles and apparel sectors, new shifts have been taking place. We have all been talking about China plus one strategies. But these are not just words. Global buyers today want diversification. Global buyers today want risk diversification. They want to ensure that their supply chains are resilient and well protected. And whenever talks of supply chain resilience, risk diversification, supplier diversification comes in, India is the natural answer. And if India is the natural answer, business is going to come to India. But what is it that is hindering the flow of business to India? Formalization, lack of scale, lack of technology, lack of sustainability, speed to market. And I think these are some of the challenges which our industry has to dwell on today. It is a fallacy to think that these are challenges only for the export market. Yes, they impact the export market today. But sooner or later, they are going to impact the domestic market as well. And if the domestic players want to succeed, want to build businesses, want to build brands, sooner or later, they have to pay attention to formalization, to technology, to productivity, to speed to market, to design, to sustainability, because these trends are rapidly catching on. So while I do reiterate that the domestic sector is the backbone of India's textile ecosystem, it has been growing at a healthy pace. It will continue to grow at a healthy pace. But what I do want to ensure that the small players of today become the medium-sized players of tomorrow, and the large players are of day after. And if they have to achieve that, they will need technology, skills, productivity, and financing. And these are some of the challenges that we need to sit together and tackle together. I do want to assure all of you, on behalf of the government and on behalf of the ministry, that we are well alive to all your requests, to all your needs. We are aligned with your requirements. And I also want to assure you that our attention towards you, our regard and respect towards you has never been and will never waver, and we will remain aligned and alive to your needs. The CMAI and all of you are welcome to speak to us about how we can make this sector even more vibrant, even more active, even more alive. I compliment all of you once again for having sustained this activity for 82 long years. I have heard your leadership speak about the many other activities that you are undertaking, whether it is by way of branding, whether it is by way of interacting with large retail chains, large corporates. These are all welcome steps. But as I said, the only constant in this world is change. And if we have to survive in this world of ever-changing dimensions, we have to realize change before it happens. There is a very slim volume called Who Moved My Cheese? The central theme of which is how change is omnipresent. And if there is one message that I want to leave all of you with today, is that whether as individuals or as corporate bodies or as traders, manufacturers, buyers, we can never afford to be complacent, howsoever successful we may have been. So if there is one message that I want to leave you, is that every success should only prod us into thinking more and more about what could be the challenges to this success and how do we reorient ourselves, realign ourselves with what is changing so that we are not surprised when change actually occurs. And once we realize that the only constant in life, the only constant in business is change, and change can never be a threat, but should always be taken as an opportunity which we have to harness, we have to capture, the world lies prostrate before us. I offer my best wishes to all of you, and I do wish all of you many, many more years of productivity, growth, happiness, fulfillment, and success. Thank you once again.
Thank you very, very much, Kansal Saab. And like how you've rightly pointed out that change is something that is inevitable. And I might risk speaking on behalf of the industry, but this industry in the last 10 years has shown immense resilience because this last 10 years, they've realized to respect change, there is no other alternative. They've seen transformative policy changes right from VAT to GST, and then MSME, and then the online and e-commerce and fast fashion picking up, and now the new GST slabs. But I assure you, the word that you said, sir, together, it gives us a lot of hope, and we have a lot of faith in the ministry, and the industry assures that being the second largest contributor to the employment, as well as being a very large contributor to the country's economic growth, the industry's resilience will stay the same. May I now request our chief guest, Mr. Rohit Kansalji, our guest of honors, along with the CMAI committee members and office bearers, and the subcommittee members, Mr. Ashok Thakkar, Mr. Nirav Sanghvi, Mr. Jinesh Shah, Mr. Jagdish Harwani, and Mr. Rajesh Morabia, to quickly come up on the stage as we move on to our next important step of unveiling of the apparel and the guide of the 82nd National Garment Fair. Can we have the guidebooks on the stage, please?
Transition on its way.
Can we also hear it loud for the entire NGF Fair Subcommittee for working tirelessly to bringing the 82nd edition to a grand success? And of course, irrespective of whatever we do together, there is this superpower and the grace of God that has helped us to come where we are today. So we take a moment and invite our chief guest as well as our guest of honors to please step forward to light the lamp. May I invite... वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवो सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवो सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवो सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा गणपति बाप्पा With this, we'll now request our chief guest, Rohit Kansal Saab, and our guest of honors, Mr. Ashish Keval Ramani and Mr. Ganesh Narayan Beria, along with office bearers and the entire managing committee members, to please proceed to hall number 1 to cut the ribbon and officially declare the fair open. Here's wishing every single exhibitor who's present here at the 82nd NGF and every one of us from the fraternity who couldn't get the stalls but are there at their offices ready for the upcoming booking season, wishing everyone all the very best. May I request the managing committee members to please be near the stage. After this photograph, may I request all the members of the managing committee members to please join us on the stage for a photograph. May I request all the managing committee members to please quickly come and assemble near the stage for a quick small photograph.